Let's cut. There we go. Yeah, good thing no one could hear our bad jokes because we were kind of not recording.
That's fine.
Well, we were recording, we just didn't have any audio.
Okay, I think we finally reached the end of the Wavy Tube Man jokes because that was a car commercial that was just a family of Wavy Tube Man.
And Doctor is now telling me sound is not working.
Well,
it should be now.
It should be now.
It should be now.
Should be. Maybe.
Mic wasn't plugged in.
Yeah, you weren't.
You
gotta plug in, man.
I gotta plug into the Matrix.
You gotta jack into the Matrix.
Plug into the Matrix. I gotta jack in. Gotta plug in. I beat you to all the jokes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this thing started in here.
Let's get it started. No, that's
a Black Eyed
copyrighted
Peas
song. We can't sing that.
Yes,
Hi.
That's a Max Martin joint.
Hey, no, it's not.
I know.
Welcome.
I just always like saying
That's a Will I Am joint.
Well, you are.
Will I Am not.
Yeah.
But we are the Media Boat Podcast. The Media Boat Podcast is your source for film news, TV news, video game news, and music news. Not necessarily in that order. Stop petting your Sanchez in front of everybody. That's just gross. But yeah, this is November the
15th.
15th.
Tomorrow's my 16th
November
anniversary.
15th, 2017. This is episode 97? 98?
97?
I think we were 97.
98.
98. 98 degrees. This is your Nicholas Shayest episode of the Media Boat Podcast. Right here. Right now. My name is Matt. His name is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt. We are the Media Boat Podcast, and we're bringing you the news.
We bringing you the news.
We bringing you the news.
We bringing it every week. And how we usually start this mess is we start with the box office number.
We are currently in episode 98.
98, like I said, the Nicholas Shayest podcast.
Next
98
week,
degrees.
Yes, next week will be 99, right before Thanksgiving.
99 podcast balloons.
99 podcasts, but missing one.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yes, and then the following week will be our 100th podcast, right before we get into December.
So yeah, check that out. But for the meantime, this is episode 98. Let's start with the box office for this past week in the movies.
Okay, well, your number one movie of
no
the past
surprise
week
here
is, we called it The Rollover, Thor Ragnarok.
Thor repeated with
Thor Repeat Ragnarok.
a decent turnout.
57 million, only 53% drop, which is good for a superhero movie.
Yeah, about half.
Normally those hit 60%.
So that's good. And then it was tailed closely by the two debuts.
$212 million total for Thor.
And already 600 worldwide.
Yes.
Already clocking.
Yep. Then the next two were our new releases. Number 2 was Daddy's Home 2 with 29 million. Followed closely by Murder on the Orient Express with 28 million.
All right, so you saw, before we move on, you saw Murder on the Orient Express.
Yes.
What's up with that?
There's a murder on a train.
You don't say.
You gotta solve the murder.
Well, you
while on the train.
The people in the movie do.
Hercule Poirot.
Right.
Has to solve
the
this.
detective in the movie has to
Yeah,
solve it.
yes. Detective Mustache.
Yes.
Played by Kenneth Branagh, who also directed this thing.
Branagh.
Branagh. Yeah, he also directed this thing. So he directed and starred and is a movie about a murder.
He is a movie?
Yes, he is the detective in the murder. He has to determine who the murderer is.
Well, there you go. So yeah, it sounds like I read your review. Your review is up, by the way, on MediaBoatPodcast.com. You can look at your thoughts on that in more depth. But basically, what I read there is you said it's a decent movie. It's well acted.
Yep.
The only problem is because it's based on existing material and a very well known mystery novel.
Yes.
And something that has been adapted before. Chances are that you know what's going to happen, and you know the twists.
Yes.
And you know what's going to happen at the end. You
yes.
know who the murderer
because this is a well-known material. At least for most people probably read it in like high school literature. Probably.
So that seems like the biggest caveat. But really, if that's the biggest caveat, it sounds like a pretty alright movie.
Oh, it's a pretty alright movie, yeah.
So yeah, just know going in that if you know what goes on, it's not going to surprise you.
Right. But that being said, I really like the art direction in this movie and the costume in this movie. It looked good.
Do you think this gets a costuming nod?
Probably.
Yeah, it sounds like something that would.
This is something
it's
that
a
definitely...
period piece, and they love period pieces.
Yep.
So.
Even though there's nothing like really fancy about the costumes, they do seem very accurate. Also, props to the makeup department for keeping that mustache on point.
Literally.
It is literally on point. It is great throughout the movie. Also, Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Well done. He does a really good job at acting in this thing. So does Daisy Ridley, and then just kind of goes down from there.
How's Daisy Ridley in this post-Star Wars world? Is she cool? Is she coming up in the world?
Hard to tell for this movie.
Okay.
While she is a main focal point, she's also...
It's a cast.
Not it's an ensemble piece.
It's an ensemble movie.
Because everything follows Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Branagh. Yes, Branagh.
I don't think you pronounce any of the
Hercule Poirot.
The
detective.
Hercule Poirot.
Perrier.
Perrier. Yes, French.
Yeah. So because you follow the detective the entire time, at no point do you see another viewpoint. Which is both done on purpose, but also I feel kind of hurts the film.
Yeah, but how are you going to get around that?
Right.
That's kind of the problem.
Yeah. So because of that, you don't see a whole lot of the other cast unless they're interacting with the detective.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's a well-done movie. Definitely stream it. If we're going to go on our rating system here.
Yeah, that sounds
This is definitely stream it.
So it's not something that's required to see in a theater.
It's not required. Even though it is at the end of the year, you won't see this
no, it's
mainly in the Oscar
season. Yeah. It's not going to be... So yeah, it's a nice stream when it's available to stream.
Right. It's
Sunday
also
night movie.
It's also a nice break from the superhero and horror movies that have been
that's true.
in the box office.
A palate cleanser, if you will.
Yeah. It's a nice middle of the road. Hey, I just need a good story being told to me.
Cool.
And that's what it is. It's a good story being told, being directed well, being acted well, but nothing really stands out to put it up above anything. It's just a really good, like you said, palate cleanser, middle of the road movie.
Yeah. All right, perfect. What else do we have rounding out our top 5 here?
Rounding up our top 5, we have repeats. Bad Moms Christmas.
Yep.
With him running at number 4 with 11 million, and Jigsaw still hanging around at 5 with 3 million.
Sounds solid. What do we have this week?
Coming this week, we have The Hit, the number one movie of the week.
Okay.
The Star, the animated story about
really
the Christmas.
You think this is something people want to see?
Everyone loves Christmas.
I think it's a little early for a Christmas movie.
It has Oprah in it.
Besides Bad Moms Christmas, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
we also have Wonder.
What's Wonder?
This is the story about the boy who's disfigured, who wears the space
helmet. Oh, yeah, with
Owen Wilson and Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, what else?
Do we have to mention it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep talking.
All right, then your number one movie that's going to make most likely over $100 million.
Yeah.
Justice League.
Yep,
that's right.
There. It's
There's
Justice
a
League
second DC movie coming out this year.
Man. Well, how are you feeling in the week before the storm here? What's your feelings? The temperature. Take a temperature right now on Justice League. What do you think?
I think people keep comparing this to Batman v Superman and how much they hated it.
Yeah.
And therefore will not be seeing this movie.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts about this.
Even though Wonder Woman did great, and they're trying to front Wonder Woman in front of all of these commercials.
That's the tough thing for me too, because I enjoyed Wonder Woman. However, Justice League is a combination of two things that I don't really care for in the DC universe. One,
Batman
is I like the Nolan Batmans.
Yes, but this is Batfleck Batman.
Yeah, I know. That's not what I was going to say though. The first thing is the tone of the trailers has just been so dreary and gross, and even the colors. There's no color in this universe. It's like one of the cool things about Wonder Woman is that there was color.
Was there?
That movie. Yeah, there were portions that didn't have as much.
A lot of it was muted.
And the second thing is they have a Brett Ratner problem over there.
Yeah.
And it's becoming more and more clear that is going to be a liability. I'll save another reason for that later for movie news because I'm sure you have it.
Oh no, I'm skipping Brett Ratner.
Are you kidding me?
Why?
Okay, this is something we do have to cover.
I'm tired of covering this.
Well, we have to. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Brett Ratner was accused of some things, let's say. Of course, the accusations go back years. But most recently, what I'm referring to is that Wonder Woman star, Gal Gadot, went out there and said that she refuses to do Wonder Woman 2 as long as Brett Ratner is involved in the project.
Yes. Which he's not, but his
name,
production company.
So here's the thing. Yeah, Rat Pack is involved in the DC stuff. Also, DC has already sort of pseudo-responded to this and are basically dropping the Rat Pack name and Brett Ratner's name from all marketing for Justice League and probably future releases.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. We'll see if that makes a difference. But yeah, I hope
that being said, he still has to show up at the credits.
Yeah, but I hope they drop the dude because, and I'm glad it's cool for.
Are they finally realizing that he's just a terrible director?
Well, that too, but I knew that a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know when I figured that out? Remember
Tower
Heist? God.
I know because I dragged you to see Tower Heist.
Tower Heist was so bad. Anyways, so yeah.
I said, hey, Coach, you're like this new movie. It's free. And I still wanted my money back.
I still wanted my money back. I wanted them to pay me to see that movie.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm not looking forward to Justice League either.
That being said, I will probably see it on Friday.
I guess you have to know.
I have to. It's part of the superhero culture that's out there, and I need to see it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Just like I'm eventually going to do that.
Yeah, no. I don't know if we need to. We'll get there later.
We'll get to that one later. But first off, let's get to some news. Wait, so do we want to put a number on Justice League? Over under 100?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And what do you want to do? You go first.
I feel like if it goes under 100, it'll be considered a flop. So I'm going 100%. Over.
100%. So yeah, I'm okay with sticking with under.
Okay.
It's riskier, but also it could totally happen.
That's the thing.
Oh my god! If it totally happens, then I feel super vindicated, and so does the world. And then it puts the big question mark in front of the DC universe as a thing.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though, is that
similar to another universe that we'll probably cover. I don't know if you have that in your news.
Maybe. Well, here's the thing, though, is that the projections for Justice League is at $325 million worldwide opening weekend.
Oof. Okay. It could still do that.
Right.
For all we know.
But that's including U.S. too.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, moving on.
So, yeah.
Movie news.
Okay, moving on. First up here, we have Mad Max Fury Road.
Sure do.
Director, George Miller.
Yep. Mr. George Miller.
Yes, he is suing Warner Brothers for Mad Max Fury Road.
Furry Road?
Furry Road.
It's a different movie.
It's Furry Road out there. Yes. So, the dispute is between Kennedy Miller Mitchell Production Company and Warner Brothers Fury Road.
Okay.
As Fury Road took in $378 million worldwide at the box office before getting some Oscar noms there, too.
Yeah.
Production company Miller Mitchell would receive the dispute is over $7 million, as if the final net cost was under $157 million for production, after costs excluding calculations. Their claim is that because Warner Brothers made substantial changes, including moving locations and delayed shooting, that these changes caused additional costs to Mad Max Fury Road, and that they were not able to keep under their budget because of it.
Okay. So reasonable.
Yep. It's reasonable.
Studio meddling. Studio doing things kind of with beyond the director's control.
Right. It's, if you go under our budget, the budget that we set, we'll give you an additional $7 million.
Right, and that never happened.
Right, because studio meddling.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely has grounds here. I mean, he's definitely kind of in a David Goliath scenario.
Right.
But he's also a name that people associate with that very popular and very critically acclaimed movie. So, yeah, I don't know. They might just settle with him at this point because I really doubt that they're going to put much effort as a studio into smearing the name of George Miller.
Well, I think they're also going to settle here, too, because they want to be in good standings with him when they bring him back to make another the Furiosa movie, but
Furiosa
another
line.
Mad Max movie.
Yeah, and
somewhere down the line.
And a Mad Max movie, or maybe a Happy Feet 3.
Yeah.
He's the director of those movies.
Yes.
So weird.
Well, Warner Bros. Had a similar suit back in the early 2000s with Peter Jackson on the first Hobbit movie.
Right.
But they settled that out of court, and he then, of course, went on to make not only The Legend of Lord of the Rings, but also The Hobbits.
Yep, so this will probably be a flash in the pan.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah, I saw this today.
You saw this today.
Yes.
So,
that's
Mario.
That's a him, Mario.
Yes, Mario is going to get the big screen treatment. Again.
But this time probably something that you maybe want to see?
Yeah. It'll be animated.
Yeah. And by who?
So in a deal being made between Nintendo and Universal's Illumination Entertainment, a.k.a. the Minion people.
Well, also, and the other things besides the Minions.
The Minions. I think
Sing.
The Minions.
Also Minions.
Also Despicable Me.
Which is where the Minions come from.
Yes. So those people will be making a new Super Mario movie.
Yeah.
Fully animated.
This is smart.
And will not take any cues from the original film.
This is smart. Because Nintendo also has that deal with Universal theme parks.
Yes.
So this is an easy, surefire way for them to get Mario in their parks and have a tie-in thing for that to make sense. But also, I think an animated film fits that universe. One of the reasons why that first Mario movie is so bad is because it's live action. So yeah, this makes sense.
Well, Mike is part of superhero culture and minions are life.
It's true.
Yes, Dr. Minions are life, but want to know what else is life? Mario.
So yeah, I think this is smart because I think the tone of those movies would fit the tone of a Mario Brothers movie pretty well. Yes. The question is, and this is the popular question on the internet about this right now, who voices Mario? Because they're not just going to get Charles Martinet, even though they should.
They should.
They're not going to. So
why not?
Because he's not a voice actor in movies.
So
I don't think.
Oh, you think they need
a name? A celebrity. That's what I would guess. Is that they would get a celebrity to do it. So who is the most Mario-esque celebrity?
Mario. I don't think you think he's big enough to where you don't need a celebrity attached to this.
You would hope, but I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I think if anything, you voice Luigi.
Danny DeVito.
No.
No, he's Pikachu. That's right.
He's Pikachu.
Which we'll get to that in a bit too. Do you have that?
No.
The Pikachu stuff?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Well, after we're done with the story, I'll briefly mention it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who would be Mario. Owen Wilson. Mario. It's Mario.
Oh. Let's get Bill Hader to do it. He can voice anyone.
Yeah, Bill Hader.
Bill Hader can voice anyone.
Anyways, but yeah, what do you think about this being a movie?
I think it's smart. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think that if this thing does come to theaters, you will see it 2020.
2020?
Yes.
What?
Specifically in
the year 2020. I was like, what does that mean? Is that code for something?
Yes.
Does it mean not in 3D? I will see it 2020.
Yes. Specifically because Tokyo Olympics will be in 2020.
But also, this is... I don't know.
I
don't know if that's relevant, but sure.
I think it is super relevant.
It might take that long to make anyways.
Yeah, that's also why.
All right, cool.
It'll take 2 years to make anyways.
What I was going to mention briefly before we move
Doctor
on.
says, I'm a Luigi, number 1. And
True.
most important question is, who's going to voice Peach?
Oh, that's
Daisy Ridley.
not a bad choice, but Emma Stone.
Kate Winslet.
No,
Kate Bosch.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell's good.
Not bad either. Okay, anyways.
Idina Menzel. Just make her
not
sing.
Idina Menzel.
Alright,
Before we move on all the way.
What was the Pikachu thing?
Yeah, before we move on all the way. Footage got out of somebody who had their phone at a screening of Pokemon I Choose You. The English dub.
You know you could have seen that in the theaters, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, because you didn't know what I was talking about, you might not know this either.
No. Well, I plan on seeing it in theaters.
So I saw someone's footage of this.
Why?
Because...
Why don't you just go to the theaters and see
Because, not the whole thing, just a brief clip, because of what I'm going to say.
Okay.
They tweeted for this for a reason. There is a bit in this movie where Pikachu speaks. And because it's an English dub, Pikachu speaks English.
Right.
So what they did was they got a voice to do the closest to the Pikachu voice that says Pikachu to do English words.
Okay.
So it's like this Pikachu like squeaking at Ash that it's there for him or something like that. It is the most awkward, weird sounding thing. So yeah, Pikachu talks. And it's not Danny DeVito.
Well, you can see Pikachu talk on TV Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, but I just wanted to put that in there.
Alright. Moving on then.
Pikachu speaks!
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yes. So this news happened last Thursday, but it's also the greatest news ever.
Okay.
Wait, maybe we did mention this.
No, we didn't talk about this last week because this happened since.
Yeah. About Rian Johnson doing the new
Yeah,
trilogy?
we definitely did not talk about this last
Okay.
week.
Yeah. So, Kathleen Kennedy,
Yeah.
being so in love with The Last Jedi,
Okay.
that she is given the keys to Rian Johnson
Okay.
to literally make a brand new trilogy in the Star Wars universe.
All right.
Sans Skywalkers.
Okay. So a side story.
A side story, but a new story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rian Johnson already wrote the treatment. Well, when he was brought on for Star Wars, he wrote the treatment for what would be The Last Jedi, as well as Episode 9, still untitled. That's what they're going to call it, still untitled.
Still Untitled.
Yes.
It's my favorite Star Wars. It's like, oh, you think Empire's the best? I think Still Untitled is the best.
Yes. So it's always the next one. So he wrote the treatment for both, and Kathleen Kennedy and people at Lucasfilm apparently liked the script so much, and that Rian Johnson worked so well with all the actors. Like, I mean, they were just gushing over about how he doesn't yell at anyone, how everyone respects him, how he gets the best out of everyone, and he's just the best. We all love him. And literally that's what they said.
Oh my god, I want him to be in my prom group.
That's kind of what it sounded like. like if Kathleen Kennedy wasn't married to Steven Spielberg, like, she would definitely, like, jump on the Rian Johnson train.
Also, she's not married to Steven
I
Spielberg.
know.
But sure.
I know.
Kate Capshaw is married to Steven Spielberg, but sure. Let's go with that.
Anyways. So Rian Johnson will be making a new Star Wars trilogy based on new characters set in a different part of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. So a long time ago and a galaxy further away.
No, still a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away. Maybe an actual war will happen between two warring factions.
Oh.
Or between two stars.
Two actual stars?
Two actual stars actually at war with each other.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that movie.
A supernova against a red dwarf.
Star Wars, colon, this time there's actually stars.
Star Wars, real stars.
Now featuring Star Wars.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good for them. Good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, although he's going to need a break after this. to
Oh,
really
he
get
is.
Ready.
Yeah, he's taking a break. So don't expect that new trilogy till
Yeah.
sometime after.
2020.
We're like 2024 maybe.
2024.
But no, that's too long. 21 maybe.
2022.
Yeah, 21, 22.
2022.
February 2nd, 2022.
Yes. 22.
Yes.
22.
Alright.
All right. What else?
Okay, moving on then. I mentioned
Moving
to you
on.
off podcast, but
Huh?
Michael Jordan.
Wait, which one?
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, not the basketball guy.
No.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. Michael B. Jordan will make his directorial debut.
Not Michael C. Jordan.
No.
Or Michael D. Jordan.
No.
We have all four now.
Do we have all four? I thought we only started
I
at
thought
C.
that happened.
I thought we started at C.
No, because he's the Michael C. Jordan is the college football player.
No,
right?
no. Michael C. Jordan is the Rams cornerback.
And then
Michael
the
D. Jordan
is the college football
yes.
player. That's why
That's
we have
right.
four.
Yes, that's
There's
right.
a D. Jordan.
Yeah,
that's the
yes.
college
We
part.
found a college Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, but Michael B. Jordan. Going back to him.
Yes. We'll be making his directorial debut with, drumroll please,
The
The Stars
star.
Beneath Our Feet.
Are they having a war?
No.
No.
But he will also star in this thing.
Oh, Star in the Stars.
Yep. He will act and direct in The Stars Beneath Our Feet.
Okay.
Author David Barclay will also write the script and executive produce as well. So, brief synopsis of this film.
Mm-hmm.
In the wake of his brother's death, a young African-American youth tries to steer a safe path through the projects in Harlem, aided by his imagination and the magic of Legos.
Wait, what? That was a curveball.
Yes. The magic
Is
of
this-
Legos.
Is this sponsored by Lego?
I don't know.
If it's not, it should be.
Maybe. Should be.
Sure, that sounds alright.
Yep. Michael B. Jordan recently wrapped filming on HBO's adaptation of Fahrenheit 451,
Right.
as well as Black Panther for Marvel.
Yep.
And then he's also worked with a couple big directors as well.
Okay.
So he has some experience, mainly with Ryan Coogler, in terms of working with directors.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be his directorial debut. So good luck, Michael B. Jordan. I look forward to it.
Yeah, great.
All right, moving on to TV.
Television, that means sports.
Sports.
The world of sport this week.
So, for those of you keeping track, there's only 2 weeks left to determine who will play in the NCAA football playoffs.
That's college football, in case you didn't know.
Yes, only the top 4 teams will fight it out for the national championship, and every other team in the top 25 will play in a bowl game.
Now I'm wondering if Michael D. Jordan's going to make it.
Maybe. I don't know. Basically, this is just to determine who gets to play Alabama.
Sure.
Should Alabama not lose? Well, I guess even if they lose, they'll be so be it because everyone loves
Because
Alabama.
Tide, roll.
Yep. And war, eagle.
Yep.
Or is it eagle, war?
Eagle,
Eagle, war.
Eagle,
Yeah.
more, comma.
Also, I'm doing terrible in fantasy football.
Okay.
UCLA basketball players
Uh-huh.
have committed theft while in China.
What? What did they steal?
Like watches and Versace's and purses.
Versace?
Yeah.
Versace?
They stole Versace.
Versace?
They stole Versace.
Versace? Versace?
They stole Versace.
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 That's weird. What are they going to do with her?
Him.
Can you give her back?
Him.
Him?
Him.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Did
I don't know. He's a big kid.
Versace at her?
I
Yes,
just
he did.
assumed.
Yes, he did. He assumed Versace was a her.
I don't know who Versace is.
Google Versace.
I'm not going to. Also, I'm sure that'll just pop up the song.
Versace.
I've said this
Versace,
like 8
Versace.
times.
Yep. Also, Italy
Okay.
does not qualify for the FIFA World Cup. First time since 1958, and now I have no
What?
team to root for.
Okay, why?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, tell us why.
Wow.
They lost.
Oh, they do not qualify. I thought that was going to be like they don't qualify because of something happened.
Oh no.
No, they just totally didn't make it.
Yeah,
It's like we didn't.
Yes, just like us. They
Yeah.
lost in their respective cup.
Okay.
That's surprising.
and they will not be in the FIFA tournament.
Oh.
Which means I have no one to root for now. I guess go Poland, maybe?
Is Poland in it?
I assume so.
You assume so. Who knows?
Spain.
Spain? No, because I always root for Italy, though. Because I'm Italian. I guess go Mexico.
I don't know. One of the two. Anyways.
Anyway.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, moving on to TV news, then.
Yep.
Follow-up story from last week. Totally called it.
Totally nailed it.
I totally called it right on. Oh, this is so much fun. It's so easy.
Yeah, we just knew it.
A lot of good teams didn't qualify. I think Netherlands didn't either.
Oh.
Also, Chile probably did not qualify. And yes, I totally called it. If you were paying attention last week, we made the announcement that Lord of the Rings is being shopped around for a TV series.
Yeah.
I said it would land at Amazon because they have all
We
that
both
Amazon
did,
movie
just to
money.
remind you.
And they
Yep,
got it.
and
Yeah.
that was right. They
We both nailed it.
yep,
Because yeah, it made more sense. Made the most sense out of everybody.
yep,
That
and
they
they
would nail it.
right.
They would get it.
and they're the ones looking for the big hit.
Yeah.
You know, something to drive people
They
to Amazon
they
Prime.
need something in the fantasy genre, and they had the money to spend.
Yep,
So checked all the boxes. Makes sense.
yep. Amazon's bought the rights.
Cool.
Not a series, just the
Right.
rights.
There's no series yet. There
Yes.
will be in the future.
Right, the rights to make a Lord of the Rings TV series. However, do note that, as we said last week, this will not specifically be Lord of the Rings. It will instead be a prequel that takes place before the Fellowship of the Ring and before the
Yeah.
and does not involve any of the Hobbit
It'll
stuff.
be a story that takes place in the Tolkien universe.
Correct. And for those of you who keep saying it online,
Okay.
this will not involve any stories from the Silmarillion or Silmarillion or whatever.
Silmarillion?
Yes. It will not involve any of those stories. The Tolkien estate has said explicitly time and time again they will never do anything involving those stories. So stop
Sorry.
asking it. How else do you clean your corn? Seriously, man, how else do you clean your corn?
Oh, what do they show on television these days? Anyway.
Yes, so Amazon has paid upwards of $250 million just for the rights. They have confirmed multiple seasons
Oh, okay.
and possible spin-offs.
All right.
So they're basically going,
All out.
I was going to say balls deep, but yes, all
How
out.
deep?
Balls deep.
Oh, okay.
Yes, all out in the Tolkien universe. They're putting all their Amazon eggs in one drone basket.
Amazon eggs sound terrible.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on to
What else is this
terrible
week?
news.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just Sean Hannity's a terrible person.
yeah. Been over this.
Yes, but he recently had Senator potential Roy Moore
Oh, this thing.
on his show and gave him every possible out that he could.
Ugh.
And then even when he couldn't get it out,
Well,
couldn't.
Whoa there.
At
Keep
the
going.
end of the segment,
Oh, there we go.
Hannity still sided with Roy Moore.
Ugh.
This has caused 11 corporate sponsorships to drop out since the program aired last Thursday.
Dropping like flies.
They include probably the most funny one, the most hilarious one of them all, Hebrew National,
Gotta
Volvo,
go to the hot dogs.
Hubble Contacts,
Okay.
Ready Whip,
Okay.
DNA Testing,
Wait, what?
Nature's Bounty,
DNA testing is a brand?
yep,
Okay.
Realtor.com,
No.
HelloFresh,
Hi, Fresh.
TripAdvisor,
TripAdvisor.
E-Trade,
Okay.
Eloquy,
Uh-huh.
and most importantly, Keurig.
Yeah! This Keurig stuff has been an adventure.
Yeah. So Keurig, once a sponsor of Sean Hannity, no longer.
Alright, and then what happened with the Keurigs? Did you follow this?
No, but what happened with the Keurig?
Okay, so a bunch of dumb, super conservative bloggers and YouTubers decided to make it a trending thing to start destroying Keurig machines because of their boycott. And so there was this whole thing on the internet all week of these like dumbasses throwing Keurig machines out the windows and stuff like that.
Oh no, $100.
It's just like, that doesn't change anything.
No.
Your money is not, like, returning to you by trashing your Keurig.
You just don't get coffee now.
You're not proving anything to Keurig.
You still
It's
bought the
disgusting.
Keurig. They still got their money. I don't know what they're...
It's like there's one thing to protest something, but that's not the way you protest something.
I protested by not
Anyways.
drinking coffee.
That's a pretty good way to protest.
Of course,
Yeah, I understand.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I own a Keurig, and yes, I do use a Keurig regularly. I want to get across to our audience that I understand that there are better and less wasteful ways of engaging in coffee. I understand that, and it's not the ideal way. However, it's easy and I'm lazy. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and tell you not to use a Keurig, but also this is dumb.
Also, if you don't want to pay for a Keurig,
Yeah.
give that money to us.
Yes, patreon.com/MediaBoat. The money you could be using on Keurig pods every week or so, you can spend on
I
us.
think they're called K-Cups.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Also.
Keurig pods.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an alternative way to describe them.
All right, moving
Yes,
on.
please move on.
Moving on to the wonderful world of Disney.
Because, yeah, I didn't mention this to you. I mentioned this to Malia. My new job has a speaker over my desk that is constantly, and I mean all day, CNN. The TV we have is CNN. So I didn't have my headphones on Monday.
Yes.
So I got to listen to CNN for all 8 hours I worked. And, oh my God, CNN had 2 stories that day. 2 stories on loop. Just changing with each other every 15 minutes. It was Roy Moore for 15 minutes. Then it was the frickin' some sort of court filibuster thing where they had 12 men. I don't even know.
12 men out?
I don't even know what. I wasn't paying attention to that one. Because the Roy Moore one was just driving me crazy. Because, like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. I am at work. I don't hear all of this over and over and over again. Thankfully, I brought my headphones, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
But still.
But still. So Disney, in anticipation of its upcoming streaming service, Disney is working on several TV series.
Yeah, they are.
Curated specifically for that upcoming streaming
For a
service.
second there, I thought you said Keurigged. Specifically
Curated.
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 Not Keurigged.
Correct. These TV series include
Nah.
live-action Star Wars and animated Star Wars.
I swear that the live-action Star Wars TV show has been trying to happen since the 70s.
Yes.
Like, I swear we also reported a story about this last year in the 2016 edition of the Media Boat
Yes.
podcast. I swear this was something we covered. And
Well-
it still hasn't happened.
Well, it will probably be happening now because
We said
they
that
have a
last
place to
time,
put
too.
it.
We said that last time, too, and
Yes.
it didn't happen.
I think we were patient last time because Rogue One hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Yes.
But yeah. So, yeah, that sounds about right.
Not only that, but there will also be a Monsters, Inc. TV series
Okay, that's smart.
and a High School Musical TV series,
Also, I think pretty smart.
as well as an original entry from Marvel.
Yeah, you know what? Of all the Pixar movies to adapt into a TV show, I think that's a smart one.
Monsters,
Because
Inc.
that's a repeatable premise, and also it works as a comedy show.
Also, doors are infinite in that
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. It's a repeatable premise.
Also, monsters could be literally anything in
movie,
that world.
Yeah, that movie didn't tell a finite story. It told a story that literally can keep going.
Yes.
And so that's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that works like
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, what? You have a Ratatouille series where Ratatouille is a successful chef?
New food every week.
Yeah.
Teach your kids how to chef.
Maybe.
Actually, that's a good.
It's not a bad idea now that I say that.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay, well, fine. Just make a Ratatouille series then. Do that too.
At least it's
That's
not Cars.
Yeah, it's just, God forbid they ever do a... I'm actually shocked that they didn't do a Cars show. With the amount of merchandise that thing sells and the amount of, like, kids that love that thing, I am shocked that there was not a Disney Channel show.
Well, they did the plane spin-off.
But that wasn't even a show. That was like a movie.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That seems like a wasted opportunity for them. I mean, not saying that I want to see it, Disney, if you're listening to this. But you know you're not.
But thank you if you are.
Thank you if you are. But yeah, cool.
Also, Disney will also produce 4 to 5 original movies a year for the service.
Wow, 4 to 5 original movies? What are they going to do?
A year, yeah.
Oh, for the streaming service.
Bob Iger said it will not have traditional advertising in the form of commercials.
Yeah.
But sponsorship opportunities may be available.
Yeah, that checks out.
Which means when you're scrolling through the menu, don't be surprised if you see like a Verizon ad or something.
Verizon Wireless presents movie of the week or something like that. Yeah, stuff like that.
Isn't
like
Disney still like all their advertisement is technically sponsored by?
Yeah.
So
right.
the Disney Channel has that model still.
Right.
It's their loophole.
It's their loophole. They said that they would never have ads, and so they basically have like, here, your kids could be interested in this Shopkins set. We're proud to be sponsored by Shopkins for Disney Channel and stuff. Yeah, that's the way they get away with it now.
Yep.
In 2017. Whereas Disney XD is now just straight up ads.
Yep.
Like they just like, I don't know, these ones aren't the Disney Channel. We can run ads on them.
Yep. Because of this, the price, however, will be substantially below Netflix because the service will have less content overall.
That's also smart.
That being said, it's still Disney stuff. People will still want it because it's Disney stuff.
So what do you think? $5?
I think $5.99.
$5 a month.
No, $6. $5.99.
$6 a month.
$5.99. $6.
Yeah, I guess they can get you that extra dollar.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because right now Netflix is at $10.99.
Right.
Because you got basically right up at $10.99 to get it.
Yeah. Okay. So $5.99 is smart. It's a good low that's a coffee a month kind of money. Yeah. So not bad. Yeah.
It's like right there, right where you know how much your content you're gonna get, but then you also know that it's specifically one type of content.
I belted right over a belt loop this morning.
Congratulations.
Cool.
And our final story of TV.
Wow.
All right.
The Weinstein Company.
Oh, are we talking about them?
We're only talking about this because I found it in TV news.
Okay.
That they're trying to look for a buyer.
You don't say.
Yeah. So this actually may be the end of the company as it tries to secure a financial lifeline. The company believes they can find a buyer for its library without having to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
However, it has quite a substantial debt. Roughly $520 million.
Yeah.
They have enlisted FTI Consulting and O'Melveny Restructuring as it weighs a potential and most likely inevitable shake-up in the company.
Mm-hmm.
But in the case that they can't rally up that kind of money, potential bidders include Lionsgate, MGM, and Killer Content, should the company not secure any of its funding.
This is a tricky one because I feel like in any other circumstance, people would be snapping that stuff up immediately. But because of the PR nightmare that they've had this year with Harvey, I don't know if anybody wants anything to do with them anymore. Right. So I think it's 100% possible just everybody just holds back, they file Chapter 11, and everything gets auctioned off.
Right.
That's my bet. Because I think that, in any other situation, that name wouldn't be tarnished, but here we are, and it is. In fact, I have an example of this. So, I'm doing catch-up on Project Runway. Project Runway is a Weinstein Company-produced show.
Yes.
So, the executive producer credits at the beginning of this season, listed both Harvey and Bob Weinstein.
Okay.
You know what happened?
They got rid of Harvey?
Circa about episode 5 in the season, Harvey's name has disappeared from the credits.
Yeah.
It's just Bob now. I thought that was interesting. It's like, it's not in real time. This is like the week probably that stuff hit. They were like, let's throw that one out. So it's sure that's happening on all sorts of shows right now.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. That's fun.
And lastly, I didn't have any bubble here or TV or slot.
You have nothing?
I didn't have a picture for it, but we have some TV to catch up on and our thoughts.
Okay, what do we want to talk about? What did we watch?
First up, Steven Universe.
This isn't really. We usually save our thoughts for series for their finales.
Is this not a finale?
No, this is actually the beginning of season 5, technically.
Oh, okay.
According to the listings. I don't know. The seasons are all messed up with Steven Universe. There's like... I thought we were already in season 5, and now the DVR is saying this is the beginning of season 5. I don't know. Seasons don't really matter. It's all just a big glob of a show anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, the Cartoon Network did a release of 5 new episodes exclusively to their app and on-demand services. So it hasn't aired on Cartoon Network proper yet. But if you have a cable box with on-demand, or if you have the Cartoon Network app, yeah, you can watch all 5 of these now, today, right now, if you haven't seen them. So we did, individually, watch these, and yeah, pretty strong.
Yep. Also, this past Sunday was the season finale for Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah, so that did end.
Yes, that did end this past week.
I missed a lot of this season
because you
don't wait to watch them.
No.
So I haven't watched them.
Yes.
Because that's not something that I watch by myself. I've got too many other things to catch up on.
All right.
But yeah, what'd you think about this season as a whole?
I thought it was good, except for the fact that because they couldn't ignore Trump, a lot of it did become Trump heavy.
Right, because you kind of have to.
Right, because it is stuff that happened the past week. Because it's stuff that happened the past week, you notice how they removed John, alright,
yeah,
Louis C.K. in that.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyways. Yeah, a lot of it was Trump. Even the last episode was centered on Trump.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I mean, when Trump did get elected, one thing he said was that we will try as much as we can to not do Trump every week because it can get exhausting.
Yeah, but
they ended up doing at least something about Trump every week.
I think that's the tricky part, is that it's so much of an influence on our daily thought process, our just everything. And also, I don't think that he or the writers anticipated exactly how much news would be coming out every single week from this administration.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw that
Every
coming.
day.
The fact that we have stories dropping daily about
Almost
not just one thing, about multiple things in one week. It's impossible if you have a show like his to not cover it.
Right.
Because you have to address that stuff. I don't know. It's tough, but otherwise, the pieces I did see this year were good as usual. I mean, there's a reason why they won the Emmy.
Yep.
Is that
the writing is good. The research team is great. Of course, tough to see what they pull off next year. They said they will return in January, I think. End of January, early February. So
yeah. So yeah, just about at the beginning of the next year, we're gonna pop back in with them. But yeah.
I mean, they do 30 episodes a week,
another solid
a year.
season.
So yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Cool.
All right, moving on then to our cancellations and renewals.
Oh, and since we mentioned Steven Universe, I guess we should mention.
This
week is week 2 of Star Wars: The Force of Evil returned. Last week, 4 episodes Monday through Thursday. This week, 4 episodes Monday through Thursday, all 30 minutes. So that's technically 8 new segments for everybody to absorb. 16 new segments, I guess, technically, because it's 8 episodes. It's still a good show, and it's getting better as it goes on. So check that out if you like Steven Universe or the Cartoon Network stuff, because I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on that one. Hey,
yep.
So cancellations and renewals.
Yep. Shameless gets a 9th season on Showtime.
That's a lot of seasons for that show.
That's shameful.
At least they're keeping what's his name in
William H. Macy.
Work.
Yep.
Dynasty
gets a full season on CW.
That would be the CW reboot of Dynasty.
Dynasty. The Chris Gethard Show, currently in its 3rd season, will get 10 episodes, additional 10 episodes.
Cool.
Moving that to 26 episodes for the season on True TV.
I like him. He's cool. And he has really awesome musical guests.
All right. Kevin probably saves the world. Gets an additional 3 episodes, moving up to 15. That's on ABC, currently its 1st season.
It's like the ABC show nobody knows about.
Probably.
There's 1 per season for ABC.
Penn and Teller Fool Us will get an additional season on the CW.
Can't believe
Same
that
as
still
Masters
exists.
of Illusion and Whose Line Is It
I
Anyways?
guess they need filler for their week, one day of the week where they have that stuff.
That being the non-superhero day?
Yeah.
Yep. Also,
Non-teen drama.
Difficult People gets canceled
Yeah!
after 3 seasons on Hulu.
Billy Eichner was all over Twitter, kind of mourning the loss of that show. His show. Yeah, it seems like it was a weird time to cut that off, but sure.
Startup gets a 3rd season on Crackle.
Is anybody watching that?
And You're the Worst gets a 5th season finale
Yeah.
debuting in 2018 on FX.
Yep.
X.
XXX.
Yes. And as for the deaths,
Okay.
we have John Hillerman, age 84, actor in Magnum P.I., Chinatown, and Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
Also won the Emmy in 1987. We also have Fred Cole, age 69, singer
Nice.
of The Lollipop Shop and Dead Moon. We also have Chad Hanks, age 46, rock bassist for American Head Charge. And
Bassist.
lastly, Thomas J. Hudner Jr., age 93, naval aviator.
Naviator.
Yes, naval aviator. And reason why he's on here, Medal of Honor recipient
Oh, okay.
in the Battle of Chosin Reservoir.
Oh, all right.
Yep,
Okay.
he is that Medal of Honor.
That Medal of
That
Honor.
Medal of Honor.
All right.
All right.
Moving
Music.
on to music.
Billboard.
All right, Billboard.
So even though Taylor Swift was released last week, she's not on the Billboard
Not
this
eligible
week.
this week. She will be eligible next week, and it sounds like she already will be number one.
Oh, we'll get to
because-
that in a minute.
We'll get to that later. Okay, fine. All right. Your Billboard charts, your Hot 100, that's singles. Number one song is still, whatever the hell that song, Rockstar. 21
Rockstar,
Savage, Post
Post Malone.
Malone. Number two, Havana by Camila Cabello. That would be the former Fifth Harmony member.
Yes.
Featuring Young Thug. Number three, Bodak Yellow Money Moves moves down a notch. Number four, Two Good Goodbyes by Sam Smith. And number five, Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
The lightning.
Moving on
Thunder.
to the Billboard 200, which is your albums chart. Your number one, debuting at number one this week, because of course it is The Thrill of It All by Sam Smith. Sam Smith's new album.
The thrill of it all.
Moving down to number two is Red Pill Blues by Maroon 5. Number three, Heartbreak on a Full Moon by Chris Brown. Number four, Texo Ashore by Blake Shelton, your sexiest man alive, Blake Shelton.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I don't know what world they're living on.
Yeah, I saw a post. That was the post that someone commented.
Yeah.
Was there really no other man alive?
yeah, the one I saw was, did everyone else die?
Yes.
Or another one good, somebody made a mock-up of the show of the magazine cover with everything the same except the text.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this man killed everybody else named Blake Shelton with this. And it's like, I went through every man named Blake Shelton. It was pretty good. Anyways. Then yeah, number five, Without Warning by 21 Savage, Offset, and Metro Boomin.
Yep.
Because if Metro don't like you, well, you know. Moving on.
New releases. The Bare Naked Ladies
Yeah.
have a new album out called Fake News.
Fake nudes. Get it?
We also have Baths with Romoplasm.
That sounds disgusting.
We have Charlotte Gainsborough with Reset.
Okay.
Godflesh with Post Self.
What?
Catherine McPhee
Hey.
with I Fall in Love Too Easily.
Hey. Not easily enough.
We also have the best band probably in existence.
Like,
King Gizzard and the Lizard
you
Wizard.
just love their name,
That
don't
is
you?
an awesome name. With Polygon Wonderland.
What?
Polygon Wonderland.
Okay.
And that is actually free to download on the website.
There you go.
So if you're looking for free music, there you go. Go check out King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. We also have Mavis Staples with If All I Was Black.
Okay.
Morrissey with Low in High School.
Yeah.
We have Paloma Faith with The Architect. Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings with Soul of a Woman.
Yep.
Sia has her holiday album out with Every Day is Christmas. And it can be if you own that album.
It's true.
You also have T-Pain with Oblivion. A duet by lovers Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Right.
With The Rest of Our Lives. Well, The Rest of Our Life.
Just one.
And last, because they are one life now.
Sure.
And lastly, we have Tovlo with Blue Lips.
Yep.
And now let's talk about the girl you want us to talk about.
I don't know. Do I?
Swizzle.
Do I want to talk about Taylor Swift?
The Taylor Swift.
She had an album finally come out, as we talked about last week. Reputation is out in the world. She did a performance on SNL on Saturday. That thing is out. You can buy it, and people did buy it. In fact, to the tune of...
A couple people bought it, actually.
Just a couple.
Yeah. Only like 700,000 people.
It only went like 1.5 million copies.
Yeah. That 700,000 is first day release.
Okay. So, I have to admit, I was wrong. I thought that this was going to not do well. And
How?
People stopped caring about Taylor Swift.
How?
I was wrong. Apparently, Taylor Swift is the only person who can do this anymore, because this already becomes the best-selling album of 2017.
I was going to get there, but yes.
And it did this all without any streaming numbers.
Yes.
Note that every week we talk about the Billboard top music. Usually, those album and single sales are ranked mostly by streaming numbers because it's 2017. This breaks that notion because this not only sold really well, but did it without any streaming whatsoever, bumping its numbers up. So that's incredible.
Yep. So, like you said, it already sold 1.5 million copies. This is her fourth consecutive album to sell more than 1 million copies in its first week. The previous being 1989 and Red and Speak Now. She is also the only artist to have 4 different albums sell more than 1 million copies in a week since Nielsen Music started tracking the album sales in 1991.
Yeah.
That being said, Adele's 25 sold 2.3 million copies in its first 3 days.
Right.
Before ending its first week with 3.3 million back in 2015.
Which
so
is fair.
She doesn't have the record.
It's fair considering that the demographics are slightly different in both of those scenarios.
Right.
But yeah, still a pretty high number and still pretty good to be Taylor Swift.
Right, and since it did sell 700,000 copies in its first day alone, that number made basically sure that it was going to beat Ed Sheeran's Divide, which was this year's top seller, with only 909,000 copies sold.
Right.
That is, remember, Ed Sheeran's album came out back in February.
Yeah, so that's pretty much an entire year.
Yeah. And this thing beat it in, well, let's just call it a day and a half.
Yeah. So, this isn't only going to be number 1 next week. This will likely be number 1 for probably a few weeks. This isn't going away anytime soon.
Right. No matter what you think about that music, people are still going to listen to it.
Yep.
People bought it.
Find Taylor Swift.
I kind of want to find the Target numbers because they sold that specific
at Target.
That magazine album or whatever.
So yeah, Taylor was doing something on Twitter that was kind of weird. Something about Taylorks, where she was going around. I guess she was getting pictures that people posted on social media of them getting that magazine at Target, or picking up the album and posting them on her Twitter. And so it was like hashtag Taylorks. It was like all these it was weird. It's like, all right, Taylor, we get it.
All right. Well, congratulations, Taylor, on making the album and money.
And no, I have not listened to it, so I do not have my thoughts on that thing quite yet.
All right. Moving on.
Watch the space.
To another blonde bombshell. There's Shakira. She'll be postponing her El Dorado World Tour.
Okay.
Because she is currently suffering vocal hemorrhage.
Aw.
She announced the news on Instagram and in Spanish.
Of course.
saying that she is forced to cancel her European tour until 2018. The doctors detected, quote, this is her saying that the doctors detected that I had suffered a hemorrhage on my right vocal cord. Unfortunately, the hemorrhage doesn't appear to have reabsorbed, and my nightmare continues.
Aww.
So, best wishes to Miss Shakira as she heals her voice.
How can you tell that she's not that she's telling the truth here?
Well, this story comes from her hips.
What? Well, what does that prove?
Well, everyone knows that her hips don't lie.
There it is. I was trying to set that up so you could.
Well, yeah, you set it up,
off.
then I set it up back.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Anyways.
Alright, then moving on.
Please.
To everyone's favorite, Vans Warped Tour.
Wait, what?
Yes.
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
Some
Every
people's
high
favorite.
schooler's favorite
There we
Vans
go.
Warped Tour.
Everybody high schooler in 2003's favorite. Vans Warped Tour.
Yes.
Alright. What's up with the Warped Tour?
So, if you or me or like anyone like me went to a Vans Warped Tour,
Okay.
I have some sad news as it will be ending.
Ah.
Yes. Kevin Lyman, founder, announced that next year will be the final full cross-country run of the Vans Warped Tour. Ironically, it will also be the 25th anniversary in 2019.
How perfect.
Yes. So, back in 1995, it had only a couple headliners, like Quicksand, L7, and No Use. No Use for a Name. That was the name of the band.
No use for a name.
Yep. They also had some smaller acts, too, like Sublime and No Doubt.
Oh, those small ones.
Yep. Over the years, other bands got their start.
I don't know. L7 is pretty cool.
Other bands got their start on Vans Warped Tour.
I don't like your tone about L7. L7's pretty cool.
No, I mentioned them as a headliner.
I know, but anyway, set up for your punchline.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, other bands that got their start include Pennywise, Social Distortion, Bad Religion, Rancid, Flogging Molly, The Offspring, and Blink-182.
Yep.
And then over the years, other bands, as you know, music evolved for teenagers. Other bands include Sum 41, Good Charlotte, Thrice, Taking Back Sunday, Jimmy Eat World, Fallout Boy, My Chemical Romance, and the Black Eyed Peas.
Hey, how many times did Thrice appear?
Only once.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. They also they've also worked with over 90 non-profits over the years, including Music Saves Lives, Feed the Children Now, Hope for the Day,
Feed the Children
and
Now,
A Voice for the Innocent. So, if you haven't heard of the Vans Warped Tour, clearly you didn't go to high school.
No. Let's be fair.
Let's be fair.
It wasn't everybody's high school experience. It just happened to be ours somehow.
Yes. Roughly by the late 90s to about the mid 2000s, the Vans Warped Tour was the thing you did over the summer.
If you like pop punk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's safe to say.
Yeah, that's safe to say.
All right.
Yeah. So sad to say that it will be coming to an end.
End of an era.
Well, at least the like they said, the world tour or the cross country tour.
Interestingly enough, that this lands also on the same week that Rolling Stone put out a list of the top 50 pop punk albums, which I read earlier today.
What is the top?
I'm gonna have you guess. What do you think is the number one? You know this. You don't think you know this, but you actually do know the answer to this question.
What? But pop punk?
Yeah. You know the answer to this question.
Why, is it Linkin Park?
No, they're not on the list.
Oh, okay, because they're not pop punk.
They're new metal.
Yeah, they're not pop punk.
Well, actually, I don't know what they are anymore.
Well, right now they're disbanded.
But you know, they're on hiatus.
I know.
No, you know this answer. Believe it or not. You know what number.
It's Green Day, right?
Yes,
yeah.
it is. But which Green Day album? I know, it's a 50-50 coin flip here, but and both are on the list, but,
I know.
But one is number one and the other is not.
I know. It's American Idiot, right?
No.
No?
The other one. It's Dookie.
It's Dookie?
Dookie's number 1.
Oh, okay.
American Idiot is on the list, but it's further down.
Oh, okay. But
I believe Blink-182's Enema of the State is number 3, so
yeah.
it's pretty close.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a great list, but it's not very...
Well, it's also very narrowed.
It's very male-centric.
Yeah.
There's only one band in the entire 50-album list that has a woman, and you can guess who it is. Yep, Paramore's Riot is on that list.
Really? Evanescence is not on that list?
Evanescence is not pop-punk.
Oh.
They're probably... You could probably also call them new metal.
Yeah, I guess electronic metal.
Yeah.
But yeah. The pop part is the...
Yeah, you're missing the punk. Actually, you're missing the punk in Evanescence. And the pop.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're digressing.
Anyways.
What else do we got?
Yeah, our last story for music.
Okay.
That is Mr. Bubble.
Mr. Michael Bublé.
Yes, Mr. Michael Bubble.
Lays boobs. Bublé.
Yes. Mr. Michael's boobs, after taking an extended period of time off, has announced that he will be coming back to the stage. He left because he was dealing with his son's cancer diagnosis.
Right.
Michael Bubble will be headlining a July 13th concert at BST Hyde Park in London.
Okay.
Last November, he canceled appearances after his 3-year-old son Noah was diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
And this past February, he revealed that Noah was, in fact, in good health. That the cancer treatment was going well. Hyde Park will be his only UK show in 2018. Tickets for that go on sale 9 a.m. this Friday. And look for him to go back on tour in late 2018 then.
Cool. Good for all those Bublé heads out there, which there are probably a lot.
Aren't they called bubbleheads?
I have no idea what they're called.
That'd be
There
great if
probably
they
is a
were
name.
bubbleheads.
That'd be funny. But no, there probably is a name for Michael Bublé fans. I just don't know.
Bubbleheads.
Bublé heads.
All right, and let's get into video games and
Yeah, we
get
shouldn't
to
have
the
as
end
much
of
to talk about this week. But
Really?
There's some stories
it. Okay.
that we have to address.
All right, we have to address the big one this week.
Yeah.
So, EA, the company pretty much everyone hates,
Mhm.
gave them another reason to hate them.
Not really. Maybe,
yes.
potentially, who knows.
Yes.
There are positive things that could happen out of this, but yes, there are also negatives.
Yes. So, EA actually tomorrow, or Friday,
Yeah, that's not how that time works.
Friday, will be releasing Star Wars Battlefront 2
Yes.
officially to the public.
Yes.
That being said, if you
Technically,
pre-ordered, if you pre-ordered the $80 special edition, you got to play it a week early. Well, a lot of people did pre-order the $80, $100 whatever
Oh, we're
special
talking about
edition.
this story first. I thought we were going to talk about the other story first.
Oh no, that one's next.
Okay. Then never mind what I said.
Yeah,
There are no positives in this story.
no,
All right.
I know what you're talking about next. All right, because you're talking about this one next,
yeah,
right?
I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, you're talking about that one next.
I guess I prioritize the news differently. Go on.
No. well, because this one will lead into that one.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, EA. So last week, people got a chance to play, or got the official chance to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the $80, $100 whatever cost it did to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, when people were able to finally play it, a lot of people were upset. Mainly because all that extra money didn't even guarantee you the final product of the game.
Yeah, there's that.
Yes. That and loot boxes, as we previously mentioned, and grinding. And a lot of people just got basically fed up with all this basically microtransactions that EA was putting in the game.
So yeah, there were some specific complaints about the cost of things.
Yes.
And about whether or not that EA had really thought this through about the model that they're presenting. And sure enough, turns out they didn't. Because, do you have the bit about the person responding to the criticism?
I have the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so someone actually did all the math for it.
Right.
That unlocking everything in Battlefield 2, or Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2.
Yes. Requires approximately 5,428 hours of gameplay. Or, if you were to buy your way through it, $2,100 to unlock the entire game. They did this by calculating 324 cards. Upgrading of all those requires a total of 155,000 crafting parts, and those are gained either through winning matches or like doing special skills or special like achievements.
Yeah.
People got upset because by buying the standard version of the game, basically by buying any version of the game, you were unable to unlock the main characters, being Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Rey. So people got upset that they paid all this money and you can't even play as the characters you want to play. That they were hidden behind a loot crate wall.
Yeah.
That basically a jackpot chance of trying to get them or grinding your way through it.
Right.
EA responded with, the intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. That'd be great if you could unlock it within a reasonable time.
Yeah.
5,000 hours is not a reasonable time. Granted, someone online did post that it took them 3,500 hours to unlock everything, but even that is insane. EA's other response is that you were not meant to unlock everything in the game. You're only that core players, that players who play the game will strive to unlock what they want and not unlock everything.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I see that's okay, like if you pay for like the standard version, like the $60 version. But if you're paying for like $100, $150 version of this thing, then you should expect to get everything, right?
Yeah, it's tricky because, if you're buying into the complete version of the game, then you should get a complete version of the game. You shouldn't have things withheld from you, or things that are just as difficult as to obtain as in the core game. I agree. But what you don't have here in the story is the most fascinating thing that I think that happened about this.
Which part is that?
Somebody responded from EA, responded to the criticism and actually said, this was since Tuesday, since it was released to pre-order people on Tuesday.
Right, 5 days.
They said basically they're going to reconsider the prices.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And lower them before the game's proper launch.
Right.
Almost, and so simply and so immediately, almost as if, one, they either anticipated the criticism, or two, they have no idea what they're doing.
Well, also, as soon as this happened and people were complaining, people started issuing refunds on EA's website.
Right, that was happening too.
So EA disabled the refund button and making that so that you had to call in order to get access to the refunds.
It's a mess. It's a total mess, and the game's not even out yet. Like for normal people,
right? For
That's
standard.
The crazy thing about this is that
these are all pre-orders. These are like the elite bundle pre-orders.
The people who are supposed to be your brand ambassadors, these are people who are supposed to give the word of mouth to their friends about buying these games. If you're pissing them off before Joe Target goes pick up his copy on Friday...
Do you know Joe Target?
Oh yeah, Joe Target. Yeah, he's my buddy. He's down at the Walmart all the time. Anyways. It's just such a dumb thing, and they come across as if they have no idea what they're doing, like about like how they're pricing things, how they're doing these unlocks. It all seems like somebody crunched the numbers at one point and said, "Hey, you think we can get away with this? Yes, no, okay, let's just put it out there and see if we can get away with this." If you are in a position at a video game company and you are saying the words, "Let's see if we can get away with this," maybe you should reconsider the business you're in.
Well, here's the other side of it, that people were trying to complain to Disney and to LucasArts to pull the contract from EA, saying that they didn't want them having the Star Wars license anymore. But here's the flip side of it. They're both businesses. They're both in it to make money. So if this thing ends up making money, just like Star Wars Battlefront did, expect them to keep the deal. And expect EA to put out more Star Wars games.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent they know that there's also a large portion of this audience that won't know that any of this has happened.
Yes.
They're just going to buy their Star Wars game, and they're going to pick it up, and they're going to see, oh, I could spend $5 to get Darth Vader. I'm going to spend $5 to get Darth Vader. They're not going to care. They're not going to know. It's the same person who's spending all the money on probably the Star Wars card mobile game. You know, it's that customer. That's who they know is going to supply them. So yes, you're right. The scary part about this is the potential that those people are in such numbers that EA feels nothing about this.
Yeah. Well, because of this shitstorm too, someone made a mock-up of a new EA controller. You remember that? So what they did was they took the controller, and at the bottom slot here, they inserted the credit card for a microtransaction.
It's all right.
Into it, which is hilarious.
Okay, so yeah, before we go too extreme on it, though, I want to say it's like microtransactions as they stand are not necessarily always a bad thing. I don't want this to become a black and white situation. It's not. I think when used well and when used for the right thing, they can be good, and they can be a good thing to like.
When used for cosmetics, and
sure.
when not used to enhance gameplay,
and not used in a weird predatory manner. I think what the fans did was they did a pretty good job of pointing out the flaws in their system and how the math doesn't check out. The thing they didn't do well, and the problem here is trying to make the entire corporation the villain here, because there are people working on things, and this is something I want to make sure people realize that are complaining about this. There are people who worked on Battlefront 2 and didn't even touch the microtransactions. There's people working on the sound design. There's people working on the level design. There's some people working on all sorts of parts of this game that have nothing to do with the bad stuff. So don't just say, oh, EA is bad because this game is bad. Oh, they screwed over the studio who made this game because of this one decision. But there are good people in there. And there's something to like in that game, I'm sure. And to have basically the conversation pre-release to just be 100% about the part that sucks, it's got to suck if you're making this game.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, just keep that in mind before you go crazy on the internet with your internet pitchforks. But yeah, just yeah. I still don't think it's good to let developers know the things that are bad and why they're bad. Just make sure you're smart about it.
Yep. All right, and we're going to roll that right into our next story.
Yeah.
Respawn.
So yeah, Respawn, the developer of Titanfall 2, and also built from the ashes of the leadership of Infinity Ward, Vincent something Zampella.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the other guy's name is.
Right, the guys who did the original Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Who left Activision because of a bad deal to make Respawn and deal with EA.
That's a fascinating story. If you didn't hear that story, go back in Wikipedia and look up that. It's fascinating. It's one of my favorite things that's happened in video games. It's the weirdest thing. Anyways, but yes, Respawn made Titanfall 2 with EA as their publisher. And, well, things got heated for them this past week.
Yes. In brief, EA has purchased, in its entirety, Respawn. But there's a reason for this.
The fun part of the story, is the crazy part of the story.
Where are his notes here? Yes. They are being acquired for $151 million in cash and up to $164 billion in long-term equity in the form of stocks to employees over 4 years through 2022. The reason for this was because there was a bid of $400 million by another game publisher, Korea's Nexon, who offered to buy the company outright. EA exercised its contractual right to match the offer and ultimately outbid Nexon at $400 million.
This is the reason why is because they had basically first rights.
Yes.
Where they could basically say, if part of their contract with working with Respawn is, hey, if anybody wants you, we actually get to consider a purchase.
Right, first right to buy.
So the only problem about this is that this happens a week after the closure of Visceral.
Yes.
So basically,
everyone was saying, "Is this just going to be another Visceral?"
This is tough because EA, if you were EA though, you probably still would have done it because you don't want one of your major like prestige developers that's in your stable to go away to a potential rival. You don't want Nexion to be like, oh well, now you're going to be developing with this other publisher. We want you working with these guys instead of working with EA. That could have easily happened, and EA would have lost Respawn completely. So this way, Respawn is 100% under the EA fold. There will be a Titanfall 3. It's like nothing will change.
Yes. In addition, in the newsletter they said that there will be another entry in the Titanfall franchise. Yeah. Respawn will also make a game set in the Star Wars universe, and they will also make a VR gaming experience.
Yeah, it's just weird when you start thinking about how the reason why they said that they were shutting down Visceral was about first-party stuff, and
sure, and then they just turn right around and buy a company.
It's complicated though because yes, Respawn also is known for multiplayer development just as much as they are a single player. Like Titanfall 2 may have been, most of the critical praise came for its campaign last year, but also its multiplayer is still really good, and I think that there's merit to the EA goal of making multiplayer-focused games with lasting social experiences, and still have Respawn make sense.
Yep.
It just sucks for Visceral even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and moving on then. If you were looking forward to GameStop's rental service,
hold your horses.
Yeah.
Saw this actually.
Yeah. So GameStop has temporarily.
Here and I was like, oh.
Yep. GameStop has temporarily paused the unlimited use game program after a faulty soft release of the program.
Yeah.
Apparently, every store has an outdated system that doesn't allow them to easily exchange games.
Yeah, sounds about right.
According to GameStop, they'll need to redo their software in order to accommodate the new program. Also, upon further investigation, employees were unaware of the promotion, as customers came in asking where they could sign up, and the employees not having any answers as to what they were talking about.
Yeah, that sounds right.
This is nothing new, as other previous promotions have gone out to GameStop without employees knowing about them, or basically they've been gone to the store managers, and store managers have not been so keen on informing their employees.
Yeah, not surprised. GameStop is a huge corporation.
Yes.
And rolling out something immediately like this is going to take a while, because they just don't have the infrastructure for it.
Well, here's the thing. I did some digging, and apparently they offered something similar to this.
Yeah,
in the summer.
They did, in certain locations.
Yes.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So So it was briefly going to be what was called a summer season.
Summer games rental or something.
Yeah, summer games rental, which was only supposed to be for the 4 months of the summer.
Yeah.
They could do the exact same thing. Go into a store for a used game and exchange them. And then you keep the last game. Apparently that program in certain areas worked so well that they want to expand it to nationwide.
Yeah.
And here's where this problem comes in.
It's difficult, turns out. So yeah, you were excited for this. You wanted to give this a try.
Oh, I was all ready to go in on Monday with my $60 saying, here you go, I want unlimited games now.
Now if you did that, they'll look at you like a crazy person.
Yep.
So yeah, just wait. I'm sure we'll hear more news if they do end up rolling this out. But who knows if your local GameStop will have any idea.
Oh yeah.
We'll find
Alright, and that brings us to our final story of the night.
Okay.
But also one of the more fun ones.
Alright.
As we are currently in award season.
Sure.
And the Game Awards.
Yeah. Do these things still matter?
I don't know if they still matter, but
they still have trailers.
Yeah, but the games that they list are still worth noting.
Yeah, I mean, the Games Awards is weird because the awards part doesn't really matter as much as the trailers that they do at them, because usually they use it as
world premieres.
A world premiere place for new game releases.
Right.
But we do have some nominations.
Yes. You can see the full list of nominations on thegameawards.com. You have until December 7th to go online and vote. You can also vote via Google search. Just Google search the Game Awards or Game Awards voting, and you'll be able to vote right there from Google.
Yep.
But let's get into the top awards. First one, let's start from the bottom here. First one being performance. Best performance. We have Melina Hurgens from Hellblade.
Okay.
Laura Bailey from Uncharted Lost Legacy. Claudia Black from Uncharted Lost Legacy. Brian Blom from Wolfenstein 2. And Ashley Birch from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay. This is tough because I haven't played a few of these games, so I don't know. Right. I mean, the motion capture stuff they do in the Uncharted games is freaking amazing. So I bet that those performances in Lost Legacy are great.
Right.
We are probably most familiar with Horizon here.
Right.
So we might be biased towards Ashley Birch, but I think that Uncharted is probably a hard one to beat here.
It is. Especially since you have both leads being nominated here.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right. Next up, one I thought you'd be interested in is Game Impact.
Yeah.
We have Please Knock on My Door, Night in the Woods, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Bury Me My Love, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, and What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah.
Now, Game Impact is what impacts the player the most.
Right, like a response, like emotional response.
Right.
Kind of thing.
And we've played 2 of these games.
Yes.
And felt really strongly about both of them.
Yes. We played through Edith Finch earlier. In fact, we streamed it.
Yes.
And I just finished up Night in the Woods. And yeah, those are both really good games. This is a tough category, though, because from what I understand about a couple of these other ones, that they're also really strong experiences.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would probably go with Night in the Woods here, just personally. But, yeah, this is open to interpretation because all these games are about very different things.
Right.
Like, Edith Finch is kind of a contemplation on death, but kind of in a weird, like, happy way. It's such a weird tonally.
Yeah, it's
like, the game's weird tonally.
It is, because it's about how everyone dies,
dead,
but accepting death.
But it's like a hopeful thing. It's about their lives and their stories that they had to tell, as opposed to about how bad death is. It's it's kind of a celebration of a family, in a way, which is the weird thing about that game.
Yeah.
Now, The Woods is like it's I don't know. It's more about like mental health, and it's more about friendship, and it's more like a returning home. It's an interesting kind of contrast to that. I don't know. They're all about very, very different things. Who knows?
Right. Next we have narrative story. We have What Remains of Edith Finch, Nier Automata, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Wolfenstein 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Or narrative.
So you finished Horizon.
Yes.
Do you think it ended strongly? Do you think that story is worth recognizing here?
Well, because Horizon Zero Dawn has technically 2 narratives.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what happened in the past, while at the same time trying to preserve the present.
Right.
I thought the story of the past was excellent.
Yeah.
I thought the story of the present kind of faltered at times.
It's mostly just a setup for you to learn the backstory.
That and just an excuse for combat most of the time.
Yeah, for there to be a game.
Right.
But I think though the secret winner here is probably going to be Wolfenstein,
because
the things that I've heard that story does are ridiculous with a capital R. Like,
okay.
I've heard some things about the directions that story goes, and I think that has to probably win.
So we need to play Wolfenstein then.
Yeah, that's up to Gamefly, man.
I know. It's up to whatever you want to do.
And then also Gamefly.
Yes.
But yeah.
Alright. And lastly, of course, is Game of the Year.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Alright, so we have Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, PlayerUnknown Battleground,
Yeah.
Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's actually some controversy about one of these games.
Yes. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is a game that's technically hasn't been released yet.
Also, it's an unfinished game.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
What I mean by it hasn't been released yet is the 1.0 version of that game, its release version, is not coming out until December of this year.
Right.
So, just barely before this airs,
Yeah.
we will have a final version of that game. Right now, it is in early access on Steam, which means it's an unfinished game. You're right. So, yeah, it's weird. But...
Not only that, but the developer and creator of PlayerUnknown's Battleground has come out and said, I don't think we deserve the Game of the Year nomination.
That's fair. I'm glad he's getting ahead of that.
Yeah.
Also, his game kind of fell off the face of the earth this, last few months. It's like, it was the shit for, the longest time, and it set, record numbers on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Then apparently there started to be a lot of cheating players, and now...
Well, not only that, but, legit AAA publisher shooters came out.
Yeah, that also happened. More games came out.
And took out, we're talking about Call of Duty World War II, Battlefield 2, World War 1.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. And then, don't get me wrong, Horizon is a good game. And don't get me wrong, those who love Persona 5 really love Persona 5. But this is a frickin' coin flip between Zelda and Mario.
Yes.
Because those are the games this year.
Let's put it this way, okay? On Metacritic, the top 2 games right now rated are Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey.
It's tough. I think that I can't bring myself to picking one that I think will win because they're so equivalent this year. They've received almost the same amount of praise. And they're such different games.
Right. And also the sheer content in those games is enormous.
So I don't know. And I haven't played either of them, so I can't tell you what I think is the better game, because I don't know. I mean, my gut tells me Mario, because that's more of my kind of game than Zelda sounds like.
I think more people will have played Mario.
Yeah.
That being said, when the Switch released, you had to buy that with Zelda.
Zelda
because
was the thing.
That was the thing that sold it.
So let's not belabor the point. I think it could go to either of those, and it would make sense.
And I think it'll be between either of those games.
Yeah, and get ready, and not only these awards, but I think in most people's awards this year. Get ready to see a lot of game awards.
Not ours.
Well, I mean, no, but ours are going to be unique because we aren't actual press, and so we don't get free Switch with free games.
Right.
But those who do... I think that ultimately a lot of the press publications for Game of the Year, it's going to be Zelda or it's going to be Mario. I really don't see a lot of outliers here, to be honest.
No.
All right, cool.
Yep. And with that, if you want to know what we think of video games, check out our website.
We have a website. It's MediaBoatPodcast.com. We put up stories all the time, including us playing video games. Our Media Boat Plays that goes up every week, usually on Tuesdays, sometimes on Wednesdays before the podcast.
Yep.
We also do...
earlier today, if you pay attention to our Twitter, Media Boat Podcast, Media Boat Cast, we did announce that we were live on Twitch. You also subscribe to us on Twitch to tell us when we go live. But we were playing some Jackbox party games, and you can play with us.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is just subscribe for when we go online. Check the stream. We will give you the code. We'll just play with us.
It's true.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. You can also catch this very podcast every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on YouTube. Just search YouTube. Search on YouTube Media Boat Podcast, and you'll find us. Subscribe to our channel, and you'll get notifications when we're live, which is pretty cool. And then we have twitch.tv/MediaBoat, where we play video games every week, as we just talked about. You can also find our Patreon if you want to help us out with money. Patreon.com/MediaBoat is where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us out make content even better than this. You can also find us on social media. We're on Twitter at MediaBoatCast. We're on Facebook. Just search Media Boat Podcast and you'll find our page. Like and comment. You'll find us on Apple Podcasts and any other podcast that has RSS feed integration. So check that out. Just search Media Boat Podcast in your app of choice. And that will do it.
Yep.
That could have helped a little earlier when I wasn't done. So yeah, that'll do it for the Media Boat Podcast. We'll be back next week for episode 99.
Yep.
Balloons.
Yep. 99 Justice League Warriors.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll have my thoughts on Justice
Write
League.
the road title for it. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll have your thoughts about Justice League.
Hopefully we'll have some thoughts on Wolfenstein, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Anything else coming out that we should
Crapshoot.
probably do? Will be our pre-Thanksgiving show.
Yeah.
So we will do our what we're thankful for this past year. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll talk about it next week. So check us out. We'll be back for another episode of the Media Boat Podcast. For now, ciao.
All right. Yep. Let's say goodbye to the podcast. Bye, podcast.
Say goodbye to the podcast.
Bye, podcast.
Bye.
Okay. We've been keeping up with YouTube. Yeah. So like we said.
Oh.
So like we said, if you are watching us on YouTube
Yes.
and watching us live on YouTube, you can chat with us.
Oh, it's true.
We get tabs on the chat right here. Chat with us. We'll respond right
Chat
to you.
tabs.
Doctor's been talking with us. She dropped off after sports because usually she does.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And, okay, bye. We'll see you guys next
Yep.
week.
Be sure to subscribe to our Twitch channel, MediaBoat. Twitch.tv/MediaBoat.
There it is.
That's what it is. Make
Goodbye.
sure, because we go with games. We'll do more Jackbox Live.
Go with games.
I'll probably end up buying Jackbox 4.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Bye.
Go with games.
Yep.